welcome to the imaginatively titled They Think It's a Question of Sport, a show which we hope will combine the cutting-edge, contemporary comedy of A Question of Sport with the deep sporting knowledge and experience of They Think It's All Over. We've taken the very best of both shows and given them the night off, just leaving us with the nutritively valueless gristle, fat and grease that generally constitutes the modern television experience. But don't worry, it will only last as long as a Nick Faldo marriage or indeed a Michael Schumacher smile. Now, to slug it out tonight, captaining the Question of Sport team is a woman who is a former tennis world number 3. To win the role of host of A Question of Sport, she beat off Des Lynam and Gary Lineker. Small price to pay, you may think. She was the top British women's tennis player. In fact, she probably still is, if you bother to put it. It's the uniquely divine little blonde poppet of my heart, Miss Sue Barker. And on Sue's right is a man who has discovered the secret of looking much younger than his years when appearing on television. Always sit next to Des Lynam. He's the second most famous Ranger ever, after the lone one, the blatantly sexual Ally McCoist. And on Sue's left is a man who is hoping to get knocked out of this quiz in the first round so that he can commentate on the rest of it. He's one of the world's best snooker players who only today got a 147, which was fantastic luck as it dropped him just outside the studio door. It's John Parrott. And on the opposing side, representing They Think It's All Over, we have the captain, who in a recent Radio Times survey was placed 11th in a poll of TV's funniest presenters, just nudged out of the top 10 by Nicholas Witchell. In his time hosting They Think It's All Over, he's been rude about just about everyone, which is why the infamous Feel the Sportsman round has tonight been replaced with Let's All Choke the Croaky Bloke from Stoke. It's that Clumpious Tea's Nick Hancock. And on Nick's left, we have a comedian who many have said will do anything for a laugh. Though some feel he's taken it too far by supporting West Bromwich Albion for more than 30 years. In his autobiography, he revealed that he paid £5 in order to lose his virginity. And I haven't had the heart to spend it, Frank. Frank Skinner. Finally, on Nick's right, we have a man who older people may remember as one of Britain's most successful footballers, before taking on the more distinguished role of Britain's most successful potato crisp salesman. He famously received no cards in his entire professional career, or indeed for his last birthday. It's Gary Lineker. Well, those are our happy teams, and we kick off with Question of Sport's famous picture board round, which features 12 sportsmen seen from strange angles. An easy task if you happen to be Ulrika Johnson, but how will our contestants fare? It's basically 12 unusual photographs of sportsmen. So, for instance, Tim Henman with a trophy, Alex Ferguson warmly congratulating the referee. It's 2 points per picture, and first off the box is John Parrott. John, what number would you like?
Number 6, please.
Number 6. Take a look at this.
No, it's...
Take your time very fast.
Go on.
Well, we're thinking it's Leighton Hewitt, but I don't think this is.
Yeah,
let's go for it.
Leighton Hewitt?
Oh, I'm afraid not. I can offer it to the other team. Any thoughts?
Not usually. No.
I'll go. Gonna press
Coulthard.
Is the right answer. Well. What a good start. It is indeed Formula One's David Coulthard. Frank, be so good as to select a digit from the board in front of you.
I'll have number 7, please.
Number 7.
Yes. It is Rio Ferdinand.
It isn't Rio Ferdinand. Interesting. Now, let's hand it to Sue's team.
Thought it was.
That's who we thought it was, yeah.
Thought it was, yeah. It looks a bit like Gary when he missed that penalty to get his 49th goal for England.
Played a lot of games for England, did you?
Yeah, quite a few. No. God, you've got to laugh as well.
You'll kick yourselves or me when you know the answer. No, I'm afraid I'm going to have to tell you.
No.
Not even going to guess. It's Alan Shearer.
Is it?
Alan Shearer, head in hands. Not a famous footballer at all. It's a very, very difficult one. So, Ali,
how many points have we got?
A number, please.
Number 9, please.
Number 9. Let's hope it brings you more luck.
Oh, I know that one.
Go on
Oh
then.
my God, mind you, I thought it was Leighton Hewitt the last time. Mary Pierce.
It's Mary Pierce, the French tennis player. Gary, your turn?
Number 10.
Number 10. Why is that?
It wouldn't be.
Chris Evans.
Clothes to one.
It's Chris Evans, definitely.
Yeah.
Alex Stewart.
England, sorry, captain, wicketkeeper Alex Stewart is the right answer.
I will have number 2.
Number 2. You think to pass it to me? I'm going to show it to the audience.
No,
Yes, right.
we
Is that your
agree
answer?
that we
Yes.
have 2 out of 3.
Would you like to show
Michael,
Fine, I don't
Michael
mind.
Jordan.
Michael Jordan is the right answer.
Oh, go on. Oh, you will be on your own
The world's greatest basketball player playing baseball, which he did professionally, as I'm sure you know. Now, finally, Nicholas Hancock.
Yes, sir. Number 5.
Number 5.
Ooh.
Jimmy White.
Hold it. Too much hair for Jimmy White, isn't there?
Maybe it isn't a snooker player. It could be a conductor. We'll go for Jimmy White.
Jimmy White is the right answer. Good. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very exciting moment because, a little like Steffi Graf, just a nose ahead, they think it's all over with 6 points to 4 for question of sport. Our second round, ladies and gentlemen, is plucked from the always ripe. They think it's all over. It is, of course, the excuses round, which concerns the fanciful reasons some sports people give to justify their dismal displays. I particularly favour the examples proffered by Sir Alex Ferguson at the end of last season, namely, my mother forgot to pack Roy Keane and the dog signed Juan Varone before we could stop him. But we'll start with a question of sport. So, Sue, John and Ali, take a look at ex-Leicester and Wales midfielder Robbie Savage doing what he does best.
Savage in strongly, and the poles are rattled, and they're not happy with Robbie Savage. But what on earth is going on here?
Robbie Savage looks like an Italian porn star, behaves like one too. He hit the headlines last season when he emptied his bowels in referee Graham Poll's lavatory before Leicester's home match against Aston Villa, for which he consequently incurred a fine, rather staggering fine, of £50,000. What excuse did teammate Muzzy Izzet give at the time for Robbie's indiscretion?
He was needing a shirt.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And yes.
That's the one where the other toilet, there's only one toilet in there, wasn't it? And that was full.
Court, sure.
So then he had to go round and use the referee's one. So that's
I'll give you a point for that, but there's a little extra.
Court short.
Something he ate.
Tummy.
I'll give you a 1 and see if the other side can help with that.
Did he think Graham Poll was going to be in there?
Well, I assume he thought that's a very good one.
Is there any footage of this? It'd be good if you had him on the Sky Player cam and actually followed him into the referee's room. Was the referee's kit sponsored by Pony? And it was a misunderstanding.
Was he on medication or something?
Yeah, I'll give you a point for that. I'll give you a point each. Yes, indeed. Well, there were 2 other lavatories, player lavatories, and they were both occupied, apparently. So he said he'd use, because he was rather desperate, the referee's one, which is good for a point, but he added that due to a leg infection he'd been on some sort of medication which doctors confirmed can cause some sort of gastroenteric problems. There you are.
I'm sure that's the very phrase he used.
Yeah. I must say, I personally was rather shocked by the whole incident. £50,000 for misbehaving in a lavatory. In my day, the magistrates would have fined you 10 shillings and called you a naughty young rascal. Still. Right, Gary, Frank and Nick. Have a look at Arsene Wenger here, celebrating the goal that took the double to Highbury.
Now then, Wiltord. Here's Lundberg, edge of the area. It's broken for him. Lundberg saved. Wiltord must score. And does. Bartes no chance. Wiltord gives Arsenal the lead. And the championship so close they can smell it. Oh, we're nearly there. You can see it on Wenger's face.
He was lucky that wasn't Robbie Savage jumping over his head.
so close that he could nearly smell it. Yeah, lovely thought. Now, since arriving at Arsenal, Arsene Wenger always declined the traditional post-match drink with the opposition, a habit which has incurred the wrath of the otherwise placid, easy-going Sir Alex Ferguson. So, what excuse does Arsene give for this abstinence? Why does he refuse?
Is it because he's taking tablets for a leg infection? A gastroenteric problem?
Not quite.
But if he went with Ferguson now, he'd get absolutely smashed, wouldn't he? Because he wouldn't be able to resist saying, yes, I'll have a double, Alex.
He probably wanted to rub Robbie Savage's nose in it too. No? Am I going to have to pass it over?
No, I think he wasn't thirsty.
Good, his boy. That is indeed the reason.
He's always drinking
the
the water, isn't he, the whole way through the game?
He drinks water throughout the game, and he assumes that a post-match drink means simply something to quench thirst, not alcohol.
Ridiculous idea!
Ridiculous, you're quite right. Arsene says the reason is, and I quote, I don't feel especially thirsty after the game, I drink during the game. At the end of the season, in response...
Didn't Jimmy Greaves use that excuse?
At the end of the season, in response to Alex Ferguson's accusations, he went on to say, I'm sorry, I can't have a drink with you as I'm driving my big open-topped bus round North London. See if you can guess which town we're recording this in, ladies and gentlemen. Incidentally, Mr. Wenger is known by his colleagues as the Professor. He apparently got his chair at the same place Dr. Fox got his doctorate. And Ian Paisley got his reverendship, and no doubt the same place that Ian St. John wrought his miracles. So, after that Arsene about, that joke has never been made before, incidentally, the scores are 9 points to They Think It's All Over and only 5 to A Question of Sport. Maybe an appropriate period for reflection and pulling together now for A Question of Sport, as it's time for orange segments all round as we head into our respective dressing rooms for a stiff talking to and a delicious thigh massage. It's half-time, so back to the Sport Relief studio. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 2 of They Think It's a Question of Sport. I'll summarise the first half. Few people said a few things, and some points were scored. Hurrah! So, what happens next? Well, what happens next is what happens next, I think. Right, yes, it's what happens next. They think it's all over. We're going to start with you. Please cast your eyes over this clip, taken from the Division 1 match played between Burnley and Preston North End in March this year.
The scoreline might not have changed here at Turf Moor. The mood certainly has.
Just when ITV Digital went bust, it just went black screen.
Does the Preston player shoot here and it goes just over the crossbar?
That would be well worth a clip, because that never really happens, does it?
Well, you know...
Usually
It could be a double bluff.
Yeah, but remember, you know, there can't always be good ones. And also...
They can for a special occasion like Sport.
Yeah, but it's going to go the other way. It's a charity show. They'll say, well, let's not use a good one. Let's just put in a clip.
That's not the way we do business.
I'll never get these. Can't you have a nice, easy one?
No.
This is Gary Flickcroft in a lap dancing club. What happened next?
So,
Elton John's wedding. What happened next?
The streaker runs on with a big B and jumps and...
The mascot stops the streaker, or vice versa. Is that right?
Well, let's take a look, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see if you are.
Scoreline might not have changed here at Turf Moor. The mood certainly has. Preston try and get one back. Healy with the shot. Well wide. Oh, and there's a streaker at the other end. There's a streaker on the pitch. He's run round one Stuart on. The mascot's got him. What a tackle. He's arrived from the Burnley end and he's been tackled by the Burnley mascot. Oh, nearly broke the guy's back.
You may wonder why he had 200 written on his bottom. It's incredible what one will do when one's drunk. I mean, really, a bee costume. Still. Now. It's question of sport's turn. Boys and girls, heads down. And let's just listen to 3 words that always set the sports world's pulses racing. Brussels half marathon.
It really is down to speed. They've all survived the distance, and there's the chaser. It's Bottazan, but she's not going to make any inroads here. The 3 of them look away and look strong and look together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any idea, John? Yep.
Well,
maybe?
it either involves the camera behind or it involves, as Ali just pointed out, there's someone running along the right-hand side.
Very good. Do you know what I'm going to do, Sue? I'm going to give you 3 points for that because I was reading up on this, and in this marathon, it actually is true that one of the camera bikes did knock into one of the back runners, which is not the answer. The real answer was what happened next at this point. Let's see if your improbable suggestion is possible.
And there's the chaser. It's Bottazan, but she's not going to make any inroads here. The 3 of them look away and look strong and look together.
Look at that idiot there. He needs to get rid of him. These athletes don't need that sort of distraction at this stage of the race. 3 of them in contention. 3 of them. None of these athletes, incidentally, has ever won a major title, so it's going to be a first for somebody. And I just wish somebody would get that guy out of the way. And look at that, Adire herself having to give him a shove. Stupid idiot, I wish he would move. Anyway, Adire now being coaxed into really kicking away. Maybe he's helped her to move away from the others.
Wasn't it a very, very conservative streaker?
Well, there you are. It's certainly...
If only it had been Lenny Benny on that kind of bird thing.
That wasn't Lenny Bennett.
That wasn't Lenny Bennett. No, that was...
It was Benny Clifton.
Benny Clifton!
Right. Oh, extra point.
Thank you.
You're getting Bernie Clifton in a sports quiz.
There's somebody who's sat out a few rounds of recent tournaments.
You know what I was doing?
Let's look up Bernie Clifton.
Well, there you are. You're absolutely right. Almost making the Brussels half marathon on a wet Sunday interesting. So, brave souls, we enter round 4. As Peter Beardsley said on his wedding night, it's time to put on your blindfold and feel the sportsman. First up, for this bout of fundraising fumbling, is They Think It's All Over. So, Nick and Frank, round the front, on with your blindfolds, please. I'm afraid, Nick, you Gary, your name is, isn't it? Yes. You have to sit this one out. All right?
Yeah.
So can we now have our first feelie, please? All right, so now then, Frank and Nick, your time starts now. Yes, you may want to go upstage a bit there.
Forward.
That way. This is the golden shot. There you are. Upstage is up that way. There you are. There you are. You're there.
Do you know Gary Lineker told me he gets a bit of tit some weeks? It's definitely not Robbie Savage.
It's quite difficult, isn't it?
That's what I think.
Feel the ball.
Feel the ball.
Is that a rugby ball?
What shape is it, Nick?
No, I just kept feeling the ball. They tell me who it was. It's a football, I think.
It's a football. Yeah. It kind of feels like an old-fashioned shirt. Is it an old footballer? Gary didn't get up with us, did he?
It's an old-style shirt. It's sewn on.
Is this an England shirt?
No.
It feels white.
Yes. That's disgraceful.
Is it West Brom or a Stoke player?
No, it's a proper footballer. I'll be brave enough. I'll give you a hint. It could have been a Brentford. Badge? It could have been a Brentford strip, but it's not. It's the other club.
It's a B.
It's the other club for which he's famous, not Brentford. Oh, your time's up. You're going to have to take your blindfolds off, boys.
Oh,
You'll
my
be
word.
shocked. The great Sven Darling himself, here showing off his cottager's kit, Sir James Hill. We thank him.
I'll tell you something.
And we have nothing but contempt for you. Yes.
I can go to my grave now saying that I felt Jimmy Hill's arse.
There you are. There you are. You might as well go now, Mike.
I could.
Nothing else will ever live up to that.
I think you're right.
Well, now it's time for John and Ali to come up. And as I was saying to someone of cabinet rank only last night, please tie them on and assume the position. Promise you can't see?
Can't see.
Good boys. Let's bring on our second brave volunteer, please. John and Ali, your time starts now.
I'll bet you any money it's that mascot.
No! Come on, let's have the name.
Wally the Wasp or somebody the Hornet or...
Bernie the Clifton.
What's the name?
Close.
Oh, Harry the Hornet.
Burnley.
Bernie the Bee.
No.
Billy the Bee.
Oh.
Barney the Bee.
No.
Barney.
All right. Take it off. Take off. It's Bertie the Bee, ladies and gentlemen. We'll give you a point for that, naturally. Now, you know, a true story, ladies and gentlemen. That was Bertie the Bee, Burnley's tackling mascot. We were going to have him come on, take off his, you know, headgear. But Burnley's PR department have informed us that he is a real bee. This is true, and the psychological damage to the children of Burnley would be devastating if they thought for a moment that Bertie was anything other than a real 6'2" cotton polyester mixed bumblebee. Thank you, Burnley. Ladies and gentlemen, after that bad behaviour...
Bernie Clifton's back.
The sting is that the scores reveal... I wanted to do this, these jokes, because they're high-quality jokes. That tonight's Queen Bees, so far, because it's not over yet, with 11 points, they think it's all over. And tonight's Would-Bees, at the moment, our question of sport, with 9 points. Ladies and gentlemen, at last, we hit the wall and feel the lactic acid burn of the final 60-second round. I haven't been so excited since 3:34 yesterday morning. You know who you are. Now,
You're still charging £5.
soon, it's gone up.
It's gone up,
It has, in so many ways. Now, soon, we'll know who the winners are. But first, off the blocks, they think it's all over. This, as you know, is a timed round. Your time starts...
What? How long?
Oh, how long is it, incidentally?
It's called the 60 seconds.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I did it deliberately.
Yeah. Round 5, the 60-second, 1-minute round.
How long?
You've got 60 minutes or 1 second, whichever is closer. Right. So, your time starts now. Rugby union. Who was the first player in the world to have scored more than 1,000 points in international rugby?
Rob Andrews.
No, keep going.
Dusty Hare.
No.
Pass.
Well, was
Pass,
the
all right.
Australian guy?
Football. Which former
Michael
England
Lyne.
striker scored the Premiership's 10,000th goal during last season? The Premiership's
Leo
10,000th.
Les Ferdinand.
Is correct. Stoke City FC. Who was the last Stoke City player to receive an England cap whilst playing for the club?
Mark Chamberlain.
Correct. West Brom FC. What were West
Capazzi.
Bromwich Albion originally called when they were formed in 1879?
West Bromwich Strollers.
Correct.
Michael Liner.
Picture round. Whose lovely lady wife is this?
Oh, is it,
Oh, is it Ty Ryderson at Ipswich?
Ronaldo.
No, Ronaldo is the right answer. So fill in these blanks. All these sportsmen and women share their names with animal noises.
Jenkins, Neil Jenkins.
No. Yes, Neil Jenkins is right. Sorry, correct. That
Animal
is
noising, bark.
No, keep going.
Woof.
Which one?
Meow.
Which one? Which one?
Sean Woof.
Sean Wolf is correct.
Sean
Yep.
Wolf. Sina Johannes.
Oh, time out. Very good.
That
indeed.
wasn't 60 seconds.
You missed on Kim Jong-mu, famous South Korean football coach. And you got Sean Wolf, the rugby union player. Leeds Rugby Union, as you know. And Sina Johanna Quack. the German national backstroke swimmer.
It's good that she's a swimmer, though, isn't she? She can't swim like that, this new stroke.
Every now and again she goes...
Yeah.
Concentrate, question of sport, people.
Okay.
You've got your minute. You need 7 points to tie. 8 points. You need 8 points to tie.
9 points.
9 points to tie. Christ Jesus, hell. Sorry. You need 9 points to tie. You need 10 points to win. Your time starts now. In tennis, who was the first ever defending women's championship to go out of Wimbledon in the first round?
Steffi Graf.
Yes, correct. Snooker, who was the first left-hander to win the Embassy World Championship?
Pass, move
Keep
on.
going, keep going.
Football, what national side was Bertie Vogts in charge of before he became Scotland manager?
Oh, Middle East team.
Go on,
Saudi Arabia.
No.
Iran.
No, keep going. Yes is the right answer. Rugby Union, what is the nickname of the Argentinian national rugby team?
Pumas.
Yep.
Is the correct answer. Any other thoughts here? It's all right, we're fine. Future question, whose sporting spouse is this?
Paula Radcliffe.
Yes, correct. Fill in the blanks now. All these sportsmen and women share their names with certain parts of the body.
Chin.
Yes, which one?
Jamie. Your chin.
Chin-chan.
No, which chin? Come on.
Tiffany Chin.
Tiffany Chin is right.
Nose, leg, thigh,
eye,
brain,
leg,
Head. Knee.
ear.
Oh, time's up. Whoa. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after that skillfully conducted 2 rounds of... You missed Mark Williams, I think, the first left-hander to win the world. You also missed Jamie Hand, plays for Watford Football Club. Yi Shin Chan, golfer from Chinese Taipei. At the end of all this, what lessons can be learnt? Well, let me just say that in second place, a question of sport with 15 points, but tonight's winners with 18, they think it's all over. I think you'll agree it's been nothing short of a triumph. And you should prepare yourself perhaps for future BBC programme Crossbreeding, including a topical news and cooking show hosted by Dame Thora Hird called Have I Got Naked Antiques for You?